So I think we're all aware by now what's going on with Ryan Adams, Phoebe Bridgers, Mandy Moore, all coming out with allegations of misconduct. Apparently, these exchanges with a young lady named Ava, not her real name, maybe middle name or something, I forget, because she was underage at the time that her and Ryan were speaking. I don't think they release full identities in that particular case. So this ongoing thing, and the FBI is investigating Ryan Adams. He says he didn't do anything, but this is what's going on in the world right now. And then his label canceled his release. He was supposed to have 3 this year. We knew Colors was the first, and the label went ahead and canceled that. He also had announced a European tour, a show over at the Royal Albert Hall, a couple at the O2 Academy, and a few others. And apparently that is still ongoing. And I sit here and I wonder, for how much longer are they going to try and push this thing through? Because over the course of time, and I'm starting to see this, because I was a fan and was in all the Ryan Adams fan things online and everything like that, and people are doing nothing but posting about how they're trying to get refunds and they can't. Refunds are being refused. Fans in the UK and Ireland with the dates are struggling to receive refunds. Earlier this, let me see here. It was reported that at the from the Royal Albert Hall, one fan wrote, "Just been contacted about Ryan Adams tickets by the Royal Albert Hall. Apparently, they are unable to offer refunds as the promoter assures them it is a go-ahead. So they have a zero moral compass." I'll remember that. Another received a similar response from the venue after stating that they did not want to financially support someone like that. NME approached the promoters, SJM, for a response, and a spokesperson said at this time the tour is still scheduled to go ahead. And that is all they said. The Royal Albert Hall, by the way, responded to people's cries, for them to get their money back. What I find really interesting is, though, nobody's calling for the shows to be canceled. These are just people that want their money back. Like, to me, that's a distinct difference. You get treated, not in this case. I'm not talking about Ryan Adams. I'm talking about other things. Sometimes things are said, or sometimes things get blown out of proportion in the world of media and social media, and there's this massive call for something to get canceled or somebody to be fired and all this stuff. And sometimes it's not that cut and dry. And I'm always on the side of easy. We don't have to, not in this case. Again, not in this case. I'm just saying it does happen where these things come out and people are like, that person should lose their jobs. And sometimes you're like, just because you disagree or have a difference of opinion with somebody doesn't mean that they should lose their gig. So I kind of hate that. I call out the first complainers, like first responders. I call those people first complainers. They're there on social media in the comment section, ready to go. They wake up in the morning, they make a nice, hot, steamy cup of hate coffee, and they get behind their computer and they just tap away and complain and just take people down all day long. I can't stand those people. I bring it up, though, because in this particular case, here these people are not calling for the show to be canceled. They're just like, I don't want to go and support this guy now. I want my money back. And again, I've had some exchanges since we put the morning show vlog out there, and a lot of people get to watch it now. So I've been talking to a lot of Ryan Adams fans, and some of them are still, we're still talking to Dave Matthews Band fans. We're still like, I'm in, between. I don't know. I'm still supporting the band. It's weird, the old music, and how do you feel? All valid feelings. All, if you haven't burned all your Ryan Adams CDs yet, it's okay. It's a process. These things kind of happen over time. But some of the people are just like, hey, I'm not going to go to this show. I'd like my money back, and I think that that's totally valid. Now, venues and promoters will have their rules on what constitutes a show. Sometimes a big snowstorm comes in, or, whatever's going on and you can't make it, or a death in the family. And sometimes promoters are just like, yeah, sorry, show's going on. Not a problem. You don't get your money back. But there's always extenuating circumstances, and I feel like this is one of them. And I feel like if people don't want to go, they have every right to ask for their money back in this particular case. That's just how I feel. I think these are extenuating circumstances and special circumstances for our time, that if such a story comes out before anyone's convicted in court and all that stuff, I think in this particular case, you have the right to be like, I don't want to go see him anymore. You should be able to get your money back. Clearly, this is just I don't know, SJM promoters, concerts. I don't know them, but I mean, clearly they probably have they're going to have to pay Ryan Adams. That's for sure. He's probably got a contract and expecting his money. So if people start, I get their financial, reasons for trying to keep this concert on. But as this grows, as people cover it, like we're doing here on the morning show, I wonder if the pressure is going to mount for SJM to do something. I can't imagine with this first show to get underway on March 31st that all these shows go off. I just can't imagine. I can't imagine people going there and supporting Ryan, especially with the circumstances, Again, and I know a lot of people, or I shouldn't say a lot of people, but some people I hear from, they're like, Ant, he hasn't been proven guilty yet. It's innocent and proven guilty. I understand that argument. But certainly when you take a look around at a lot of the people that are talking, there's something going on here. And whether the underage stuff is true or not, or proven or this or that, laws, it's all funky gray area stuff. Whatever it is, I think people are totally in their right to say, hey, this is too much for me. I don't want to support somebody like that. I'm not going to give him any more money, including this thing that I bought tickets for before all this stuff came out. I think they have every right to go ahead and get their money back. Enemy also approached a Ryan Adams spokesperson for a further response, and they did not get a response. Speaking to the BBC, Kate Hobson, a consumer expert at Citizens Advice, says, quote, ticket holders who change their mind for whatever reason about going to see a concert have no legal right to a refund. They could try reselling their ticket, but they should first check the advice on reselling on the Citizens Advice website. So it's like kind of like the consumer, board. That's what they have over there in the UK. Although technically right, again, come on. This is like, again, the statutes that they're going to use to hold up their I'm not giving you a refund are talking about floods or snowstorms, or you may not want to go out in 6 inches of snow, but if the show's still going on, that doesn't give you a right to get your money back. That's your choice not to go out in the snowstorm. That's why those things are kind of put in place. To me, different circumstance. The other weird part about this, a little while ago, Todd Wisenbaker, and we also covered this on the morning show, put out this whole post on Instagram where he basically said, there are times I chose to believe Ryan Adams' insane version of the truth because it was easier believing that anyone was capable of being such a monster, so on and so forth. He put out this whole statement basically saying, I saw some of these things going down, or I heard of some of these things going down, but I always chose to believe Ryan's side of the story. Now that I see it all in the light of day, I'm terribly sorry. In the comments of that post, so I've been following this as well, somebody under the name of Kylocopia, Kylocopia, has been commenting on Todd's original post. And Todd has been responding to this person like he's Ryan Adams. All over boards, again, fan sites, right? I've seen people say, and this could be hearsay. I'm not CNN. I'm not officially reporting anything here. But this is what I've seen. People are like, oh, Ryan had a ton of, burner accounts. He would always, be on and be talking to people. In one comment, let's see, Kylocopia said something, and then Todd responded by saying, there's only one D in my name, bro. Kylo's response to that was, then that is a douchey name you should yell at your parents for, bro. And then Todd responded, get help, Ryan. And then he said, you must be loving all this victim run you are getting. You'll get back from the world what you put out. Some people consider loyalty an admirable trait. Then there's those pesky rats. To which Todd responded, how long you been up, bud? Kylo responded by saying, don't you have a VCR to deliver to Mrs. Maple's third period social studies class, ? Which Todd responded to, go to sleep, Ryan. And this was at like 2 a.m. This exchange was happening. It's kind of crazy. Kylo then said, Todd with 1D is getting flustered. The strain of his fierce backstabbery is showing, and his back is sore from throwing his former mate under the bus. Maybe Ryan is everything you claim and more. It's certainly possible. It doesn't change the fact that you waited until the guy was on the verge of something big and then piled on when you had safety in numbers, hiding behind his faux victims. I wish no bad against you or yours, but somewhere deep inside you, you must be wondering when karma is going to pop you between the eyes, running to Instagram with your arm up shouting, me too, is some of the lamest, weakest, wackest expletive ever, bro. To which Todd responded, Ryan, you owe me like $150,000. So I don't know. And then this Kylo Copia person continued to have these exchanges with other people. And his last response from Kylo Copia was, what a suck up, Todd over here. Todd, I did some research while I was braiding the hair on my dolls, and guess what, Todd? Guess what? I think this guy is on Twitter. That wasn't it. It was something to the effect of, if you people think, oh, here it is. I had it a second ago, but essentially this guy was saying, if you people think I'm Ryan Adams, you're mental. That's what he said. So, I mean, I don't know. It seems weird, but I don't know why Todd would immediately respond to this person saying he was Ryan Adams. I mean, if anybody would know one of his other accounts, it would probably be him. This Kylo Copia person doesn't have any posts or anything like that. So that's the latest on Ryan Adams. Certainly bizarre happenings. I hope for Ryan's sake that that's not him. But I mean, you got all the information now. We'll put up some of the screen caps of this Kylo Copia stuff along with our story recap up on the Morning Show with Anthony vlog page at wehm.com.